Lexical analysis. Encoding. All Nim source files are in the UTF-8 encoding, or its ASCII subset. Other encodings are not supported. Any of the standard platform line termination sequences can be used. The Unix form using the ASCII LF line feed, the Windows form using the ASCII sequence CRLF as in return followed by line feed, or the old Macintosh form using the ASCII CR return character. All of these forms can be used equally, regardless of the platform. Okay, so just as long as you're UTF-8, you're good. Cool. Indentation. Nim's standard grammar describes an indentation-sensitive language. This means that all the control structures are recognized by indentation. Indentation consists only of spaces. Tabulators are not allowed. So this is straight up like in Python, although I don't know if Python prohibits tabs or not. But yeah, this language definitely stops the conversation of spaces versus tabs. The indentation handling is implemented as follows. The lexer annotates the following token with the preceding number of spaces. Indentation is not a separate token. This trick allows parsing of Nim with only one token of lookahead. The parser uses a stack of indentation levels. The stack consists of integers counting the spaces. The indentation information is queried at strategic places in the parser but ignored otherwise. Okay. The pseudo-terminal indentation, I guess, denotes an indentation that consists of more spaces than the entry at the top of the stack. Okay, so this is more, this is equal. Equal, an indentation that has the same number of spaces, and DED is another pseudo-terminal that describes the action of popping a value from the stack. An indentation then implies to push onto the stack. With this notation, we can now easily define the core of the grammar. A block of statements, simplified example. So we have if statement, if expression, and then we have the same indentation will be else if, okay, and the same will be else. All right. And what about the statement? Simple statement is if statement or something else or something else. While the statement is indentation larger, whatever, and then statement with the same. Oh, geez. List of statements or simple statement. I am not gonna try to read those anymore because we all know Nim code. Let's keep it separate from the whole formal implementation or definition of how to parse Nim language. We just learned that, okay, indentation is important. Let's not hyper-focus on that. This is if we were writing some kind of, something that parses Nim language, then sure that would be helpful, but not in our normal reading. Comments. Comments start anywhere outside a string or character literal with the hash character. Comments consist of a concatenation of comment pieces. A comment piece starts with a hashtag and runs until the end of the line. The end of line character belongs to the piece. Okay. If the next line only consists of a comment piece with no other tokens between it and the preceding one, it does not start a new comment. Okay, so a situation like this, where we start a comment here, it just continues, and it continues. So basically, Nim language will consider this as a single comment. And the thing with Nim language, which is interesting, is that comments are actually part of the AST, as far as I know. It's like, during the initial processing, they're not fully ignored. So I guess one could use comments in macros. I know, crazy idea, but who knows? That'll be a way to go around few weird quirks. Let's actually check it out right after this. Documentation comments are comments that start with two hashtags. Documentation comments are tokens. They are only allowed at certain places in the input file as they belong to the syntax tree. Oh, okay, so I guess only the documentation comments will belong to the syntax tree. So let's figure some things out. There we go, dump tree, even better. We can just place our code here, save it, and I believe we can just run it, right? So we get statement list command, which is echo, and then string literal hello world. So what if I'm gonna do, this is a comment, okay, and run again.
And all that stuff.
Same thing, okay, nothing changed. But what if, I don't think I'll be able to do this, right? This will probably complain that it shouldn't, oh, there we go. It's a comment statement. This is a comment. So that means that we could, in theory, use documentation comments as an expected input of a macro, like, you know, this is a macro, and therefore the comment isn't subject to analysis of, you know, this doesn't have to obey the syntax of Nim language, and we can probably just do a few of them, right? We'll save it, we run it,
And all that stuff.
and yeah, it's just one comment here. Ooh, that could be interesting because you could probably extract that information and, I don't know, do some string stuff and turn it into more Nim code. Very interesting. You can already see a situation where you could just dump code in a different language and translate it to Nim. Very interesting. Little digression, but hey, documentation comments are part of the AST tree, so you can get to them from macros, and that's how I believe, that's probably how documentation is automatically generated. Very cool. And then we have multi-line comments. Starting with version 13.0 of the language, Nim supports multi-line comments. They look like, we have hash and the open square bracket, we have multiple lines of the comment, and equivalent closing. Multi-line comments support nesting, so you can have one within the other, and I guess, yeah, this symbol won't stop this first comment. Yeah, that's awesome. This way you can comment out something that already has a comment and, you know, not worry about it. This is a very, very, very good feature. Multi-line documentation comments also exist and support nesting too. Oh, that's even more awesome. You can drop something here without any stuff around it. That's super awesome. You can also use the discard statement together with triple quoted string literals to create a multi-line comment. Discard and this thing. But what is it gonna produce? Is it going to produce the comment statement? I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, because this started multi-line comment, this ended it, save and run. Will it actually show up as a comment? No, this just shows up as a discard statement with a triple string literal. So the compiler will optimize it by totally getting rid of it, I presume, but it isn't a comment statement, it's a discard statement. So yes, this is a fake comment. This was how multi-line comments were done before version 0.13.0, and it is used to provide specifications to Testament test framework. Okay, I see. It got stuck in the past. Don't use it anymore.